What's going on, Easter egg hunters? It's your boy Potado here. We're doing a step-by-step Easter egg guide on the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 map, Citadelle to Morts. This Easter egg can be completed on co-op or solo. Let's get into it. One of the first things you want to do is start following your orange map markers. Start opening the doors to the courtyard. Once you've made it in front of the castle, either go left or right and open one of these doors for 500 points, which will lead you to the cannon. You then want to interact with the cannon to start cranking it towards the castle. Once you have your cannon in position facing the castle, stand behind it. You should be able to interact with it and fire it, knocking down the castle door. If you are trying to complete this Easter egg with the GS45s, I highly recommend you follow this next step. Once you're in the castle, take your first right to make it into the dining hall to find your first alcohol bottle location. The first bottle will be found under this table next to the red couch. The second bottle location can be found under this table in the undercroft. The last bottle can be found in the stamina up room on this shelf. Once you've collected all 3 bottles, make your way back to spawn and enter the tavern for the next step. Once at the tavern, make your way behind the bar and interact with this clipboard. A mini game will commence and you'll be serving zombies 3 different colored drinks. Match the alcohol bottles behind you to the color of the zombie circle in front of you. This will gather you points and at the end, gift you PhD Flopper for free. Now head back to the dining hall and keep following those orange markers until you make it to the oubliette room. Once inside, there's going to be a box with 3 locks on it. Be prepared because there will be a dual ghast inside waiting for you. Once you kill him, he will drop the blood Ethereum crystal, pick that up, and then you can open up Pack-a-Punch. Next, you want to make your way down to the dungeon and interact with this door so you can have a conversation with Gabriel Krauf. This door is located directly behind Quick Revive. After this conversation, progress 2 rounds until you reach number 10 and wait in the dining hall for the night zombie to spawn. This night zombie will spawn in once every round after round 10. Kill him to collect the stamp. You will need this to craft the base swords for the Easter egg. Once you have collected the stamp, run up to any of the knight statues and place it. The knight will turn his hands and present you the sword. I'm starting with the lion sword. This does not have to be done in any specific order. Once you have the lion sword, 4 glowing parasites will spawn in. Make your way past Speed Cola in the upper village to this door. Now one at a time, you want to attack the glowing parasites to have your sword glow yellow, then attack the door. Repeat this 4 times. Once completing this, there should be 4 glowing yellow symbols on the door. Interact with the door to be teleported to the sanctuary. In the back, there is a pillar where you can insert your sword. There will be a glowing symbol on this pillar. Look at the ceiling and shoot the corresponding symbol with the pillar to activate the sword. You'll have to do this 4 times. Once completing this, your lion sword will glow yellow. You can pick it up. Congratulations, you have your first upgraded sword. Progress to the next round and wait for a new knight to spawn in. Grab the stamp and we are going to progress with the fire sword next. Run straight out of the dining hall and you'll see a stairway to your right. Run up the stairway and you will see a dragon statue with another pillar. Insert your sword there. 3 braziers will then spawn in at 3 different points of the map. One will be on the left side of the cannon. The second one will be on the left side of spawn. The third one will be on the right side of spawn, Deadshot Daiquiri side. Once interacting with the braziers, you will begin to start taking fire damage, 15 damage per second. Juggernaut is recommended for this. If you see any zombies spawn in, melee them, they will regen your health to full. Then you want to make your way back up the staircase, back to the pillar, do this 3 times, and then you will have your upgraded fire sword. Take your upgraded fire sword back to the dining hall, wait for your next knight to spawn in, and we're going to work on the lightning sword, the stag. Once you have the sword, head to the nearest arsenal and get dead wire for your current weapon. You will need this for the electrical rods. Now head back to the upper village and shoot this electrical trap to get your first lightning rod. The second lightning rod can be found right next to Deadshot Daiquiri. Now that you've collected both of these lightning rods, head down to the dungeon and wait for an armor zombie to spawn in. You can kill him to collect your 3rd lightning rod. Now that you have all 3 electrical rods, head towards Elemental Pop. You'll see a small vase to your left. Interact with it to insert the lightning rods. An electrical shock should come down to the vase and activate it. At this point, guys, you're going to want to run around and try to survive staying near this vase. Eventually, you will get an electrical shock charge to your sword. You're going to want to run up and melee the vase. This will happen 3 times to upgrade your sword. After completing this, you'll be able to insert your sword and wait just a couple seconds and you will have your upgraded lightning sword. Get your next stamp, and now we're going to be working on the Raven sword. This is the last sword we need to upgrade. Now head from the dining hall into the alchemy lab and you're going to be looking on one of these shelves for an animal skull. This jaw right here is not the skull you're looking for. For my Easter egg, My skull happened to be over here on this bookshelf, and I ended up with the vulture skulls. And here's some other different spawn locations for the other skulls you can find. For my experimenting with this Easter egg, there are 12 possible animal skulls that you can find. They have their specific meaning to the animal that they are and their star sign. Let me break it down for you. Head back to the basement of the tavern and run up to this metal spear. You can interact with it twice by inserting your skull and your sword. Here is a list on screen that you can use for your specific skull item that you have had to match up the puzzle. At this point, you should know what star sign you have from your skull. In my game, I had the 2 twin vultures, which is the Gemini. Now in this puzzle, you have 2 rings. You have an inner ring and an outer ring. The inner ring is for your air sign, and the outer ring is for your zodiac sign. With this graph, you can then match up your zodiac sign with your elemental sign for your zodiac. For me, I had the Gemini, so I have the air. After completing the puzzle, you will notice purple ethereal energy on the ground, and 2 orbs that are going to spawn in and follow you. You will then want to lead these orbs to the ether energy, which they will be absorbed through the floor. Once completing this, another purple orb will come up from the ground and it will lead you to the main floor of the tavern where you can repeat this step. I highly recommend doing this on end of round with 1 walker or 1 crawler so you're not getting overwhelmed by the orbs. After completing this, another orb will come up from the ground and lead you to the top stairs of the tavern where you'll repeat these steps. Once completing the last one, the orb will come up from the ground again and head back to the tavern cellar, going into the puzzle where you can get your upgraded raven sword. You can then interact with the puzzle and get your upgraded sword back. Now you can head up to the main floor of the tavern and start searching for 6 different bottles that have hidden symbols on them for the next puzzle of this Easter egg. The first bottle can be found on the bar. For this step, I recommend taking out your phone and taking pictures of the symbols on the bottles, for you will need to remember them and enter them in order for the next step. Here's bottle number 2 on this table. The third one can be found right in front of the basement stairs on this table. Bottle number 4 can be found upstairs by the pool table on their shelf. Bottle number 5 can be found on the opposite side of the second one. Bottle number 6 can be found on this table in the corner of the room by the door. Now make your way to the right side of the castle and grab Male Macchiato. At this point, if you haven't taken the pictures of the symbols back at the tavern, I would do so now. You will need them for this next step. Make your way to the undercroft and up to this wall. If you melee it with your sword, it won't work. Take out your normal weapon and punch it. This will reveal a hidden wall. Now in order 1 through 6, you want to look back at those photos you've taken from the tavern and shoot the symbols in order. Every time you do this, the patterns will switch and the speed will get faster and faster. If you do miss shoot and mess up on this step, either shoot 5 more targets for it to reset or progress to the next round. Now if you shot the symbols in the right order, they should disappear and a red orb should come out. This red orb will then go to the left and be absorbed through that wall, knocking down the wall and revealing a hidden book. This book will be blank and you'll have to find the pages in the sitting room. Once you're at the sitting room, you want to search all these parts I'm showing you here to find the pages. There are going to be 4 that you're looking for. If you haven't made a crawler, you should make one for this point, but once you pick up one of your pages, you're going to get a notification that you found a torn page fragment. If you do get confused, you can just look in your tack menu and you'll find it. Once you have found all 4 pages, make your way back down to the undercroft and place them into the book. For this next step, you're going to have to go off order of these symbols. It's going to be top left, top right, bottom right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can start going around the map looking for eye traps that have the exact same glowing red symbol that you have on the page. For example, I'm going to be showing my pages on the top right. One of the eye trap locations can be found in the oubliette room. Another trap location is in the dungeon. Once you've found the correct trap matching to your page in the book, make sure you're on a new round because you will need to kill zombies in this trap. Once you activate the trap, a red circle will form and all enemies will be slowed on enter. You'll be shooting red magical bullets. Once you've completed this, you can head back down to the undercroft to double check if one of the pages have stopped glowing. If you've done this, you're on the right path. Now, same as before, make your way around the map looking for the same glowing red matching symbol, and repeat the process. This trap was directly in front of the castle. If you're feeling confident, head for the next trap, but if not, just run back to the undercroft to make sure you did the right trap. I'll see you at the next trap. Here's an example of a trap that's very similar but not the same. The one in the book has 8 points but no circle around it. The one on the ground has 8 points but a circle around it. This is not the correct trap. Another eye trap can be found by the village ascent. Another trap can be found on the left side of spawn near Deadshot Daiquiri, and this is the one that did match my book. These eye traps are pretty costly. They are 1600 points, so you might have to do it in between rounds. And that trap was correct. Now we're off to the last trap. For my final trap, it was located in the sitting room. And our last trap is done. Let's go check the undercroft. Once all 4 pages from the book have stopped glowing, you have completed this step. Now you are working on finding the sword's ritual items. Make your way down to the oubliette room. We are going to be finding the Raven's ritual item. You're going to want to run right past Pack-a-Punch and hit this fast travel. You're going to be heading down a rushing water flow, and you're going to want to wait to the end and look for the Raven. You're going to want to shoot him, and as you're making your way out, look for the skies, and you're going to want to ping him out of the sky, and he will drop the Raven talons. If you do miss him or lose him, he will be flying around the outskirts of the map, but once you get him, you can pick up the Raven's Claw. The next ritual item is Odo's Horseshoe, and this can be found on Nature's Path, right next to Deadshot Daiquiri in the barn. If you don't have any explosives, the horseshoe will be hanging up here, and you can just shoot it down. Now that you have Odo's Horseshoe, you want to make your way back to the castle, up to the cannon, and fire yourself through the cannon. This will send you directly back through spawn with an electric charge on you. Now you're going to want to look left or right at spawn and look for a thundercloud to spawn. This is where you're going to find your upgraded Pegasus Horseshoe. When approaching the horseshoe, zombies will spawn in through thunder. Just kill them and pick it up. Our next upgrade is going to be for the fire sword, and you are going to need 3 Molotov cocktails. If you haven't picked them up already from killing the zombies, head to a workbench and craft them up. Now that you have your Molotov, head back to the castle. On top of the building of Electrical Pop, there's going to be a stack of wood. Take one of your Molotov cocktails and throw it up there to ignite it. You'll know you've done this correctly when zombies will spawn down. The second burn pile location will be directly in front of the cannon on top of the castle. The final burning pile will be on the left of this oil trap, right in front of a locked door. After burning the final pile, zombies will spawn in, and after killing them, a mini boss Doomgas will spawn in with the fire enchantment. After killing him, pick up the fire enchantment and make your way back to the dining hall for the next step. Right above Vulture's Aid, there's going to be a red gem. Shoot it from the bottom to activate it, then head to the second floor. Once you made it to the second floor, get to the right side and shoot the first gem to align it. Now jump down on the left side of the gem to align it. For the third gem, come to the right side of it and shoot it to align it. Now follow the beam into the alchemy lab and repeat the process. After aligning these last 2 crystals, the last beam of light from the 5th crystal will light up on a mannequin head, revealing Paladin's Brooch, the last ritual item. Now that we have obtained all 4 ritual items, we have to upgrade them. The first ritual item I'm going to upgrade is for the Raven Sword. For the Raven's artifact, head down to the Undercroft and head to this yellow glowing circle. You are going to activate it by placing in the artifact and then killing zombies around it to capture their soul. Once killing enough zombies, the circle should explode and a pillar should extend from it with a chest on top. Once you've seen the chest, head to the next location for your next ritual item upgrade. These ritual items do not have to be activated in order. The next one we are going to be doing is Fire, which is right next to the castle near the arsenal. Same as before, run around and kill the zombies. You'll see yellow orbs coming up from them going to the yellow circle. Once you complete it, a pillar will come up with another golden chest. And off to the next ritual location. The next ritual location is for the Odo's Horseshoe, which is at spawn. For the last and final location for the ritual upgrade, head back to the dining hall. Stand right in front of the line graffiti and your last ritual circle will appear. Once you have completed all 4 ritual upgrades, you can head to the sitting halls for the next step. From the sitting hall, head down this staircase until you see these symbols. These symbols on the wall represent your elemental swords. You will need to activate the swords with their incantation. The incantations can be found in those chests that just came from those yellow circles we have activated. Back to the symbols on the wall. You need to do this in numerical order. For me, I have the stag, then the raven, then the dragon, then the lion sword. Let's do this. Now that I have my stag sword, I want to make my way all the way back to spawn to that location that we activated the circle. With your sword, melee the chest and collect the incantation, and make your way back to the dining hall. If you've noticed, after collecting the incantation, it takes up your tactical slot. Approach the knight and hit LB, then left on the D-pad to inspect your sword. After doing this, you will hear an elk noise, and the knight will present his arms for you, and you can gift him the sword. Back to the pattern on the wall, my next sword is the Raven, and we are heading down to the Undercroft for the Dark Incantation. Same as before, head to that circle location, melee that box, and make your way back up to the dining hall. Same as before, run up to the Raven, hit LB, then left on your D-pad to inspect the sword, then gift it to him. You'll notice over there that the stag sword is now glowing. This means you are doing it in the correct order for your Easter egg. For the next incantation is the Fire Sword. Take the Fire Sword and head to the front of the castle near the arsenal. Once you make it to the chest, melee it, collect your incantation, and make your way back to the dining hall. Same as before, release the incantation with the left bumper, then inspect your sword with the left D-pad. You will notice when you give the correct knight the correct incantation, they will make a yo noise. And off to our last sword, which is the Lion, which is conveniently located right in the dining hall. Repeat the same steps, grab that incantation, run over to the Lion Knight, and offer your last and final sword. Once you do this, look at all the knights and they will start producing a white beam of light. This is the next item you're going to need for the Easter egg, called the Mystic Orb. With this Mystic Orb, there are going to be 4 elemental challenges throughout the map. You can do these in any specific order. If you go upstairs in the dining hall on the opposite side of the Vulture Aid perk, you will see that there is a metal circle on the wall. Insert your Mystic Orb into this, and this will enable the first elemental challenge. After placing your orb in the elemental challenge, you will notice that there are green orbs spawning in, and a lot of zombies. You are boxed in here. Your objective is to stay in the green orb as long as you can until they disappear. You will notice that the green orbs will disappear and move around the dining hall. Once you do this for a long enough time, a smaller green orb will come out of the bigger orb and make its way back to the Mystic Orb that was placed. Now, if you do this for a long enough time in these green orbs, this will go by fast. You want to just keep rotating from top to bottom. There will be multiple orbs that you can run up to at each time. This has no order. After about 5 minutes of doing this, you will have mini bosses that will spawn in. This elemental challenge will be one of the most difficult ones you have to do out of the 4. After completing this, you will notice a red beam will flash from your orb. Run back up to it and collect it. You can make your way off to the next challenge. For the next elemental challenge, I'm going to be doing it for the Stag Sword, so we have to make our way back to spawn. For this next challenge, you're going to have to use element-specific attacks, which is your sword melee attacks, incantation, or the LT and RT special attack. Once at spawn, run up to that circle and place your Mystic Orb and start killing the zombies. There's no indicator on your hotbar to tell you when your sword is charged, but for the Stag Sword, once you start giving the zombies electrical damage just by hitting them, that's when you know to use your LT-RT attack to start harvesting souls for your Mystic Orb. The same as the last challenge, you will notice a red explosion come from your Mystic Orb. You can then go pick it up and start your next elemental challenge. Head back to the dining hall and return your sword to the correct knight and grab your Fire Sword. This is the next one I'm going to be doing. Make your way out of the castle, and right next to the eye trap on the right, you're going to see another one of those circles where you can put your Mystic Orb. For this, same as before, you're going to be doing incantation attacks and RT and LT special attacks with your sword. And just like the last elemental challenge, once you finish, you'll get a puff of red, grab your charged Mystic Orb and make your way back to the dining hall. Grab that Raven Sword for your final elemental challenge located in the Undercroft. Place your Mystic Orb in the metal circle and begin your challenge, killing the zombies now with the Raven Sword and special ability. After killing the zombies with the special attack, you will see red souls begin to be drawn to the Mystic Orb. Once you have collected enough souls, you will notice that the Mystic Orb is now purple and you have completed the final elemental challenge. Now from this point on, you are ready to progress to the final step in fighting the boss. I recommend having at least 35,000 for ammo if you have Pack-a-Punch 3 for your pistols, and at least gold tier for your pistols. I highly recommend this so you can put out the most damage towards the boss. With your Mystic Orb, you can place it into the wall right by stamina up. This will unlock a secret passageway. Once the wall opens up, you're going to see this ancient Mystic recording. Activate it and you're going to get a small dialogue. After this short dialogue, the Mystic recording will turn into the Guardian Key. Take the Guardian Key and make your way back to spawn. Once you saved up enough points, make your way back to spawn and insert the Guardian Key into the stone statue. This will start the boss fight. The boss will then come to life, jump down and smash with his hammer, ejecting a red energy. After this happens, you will shortly be teleported to the boss's arena. Get ready. This boss fight is similar to the Terminus Easter egg because it is in 3 stages. The Guardian will be heavily armored during this first stage. You'll only be able to do armor damage to him. Keep moving. He has 2 main attacks. One of his main attacks is shooting a fireball from his mouth, and his second one in this stage is smashing his hammer, ejecting 3 lines of lava. There will be a lot of zombies and vermin that spawn in on this boss fight, so just make sure you're moving, running counterclockwise or clockwise. After inflicting a lot of explosive damage onto the Guardian's armor, he'll make a noise similar to a mangler's armor breaking. Once this happens, start shooting at his glowing parts. This will be his critical points. For this first stage, the main critical points are going to be his legs and his shoulders. After inflicting enough damage, the boss will become immune and return to his statue state. Zombies and Doppelgas will spawn in on this part. You'll just have to run around, kill them, and when you do, you'll have a max ammo that spawns in, and the boss will return to the battlefield. On the second stage of this boss fight, lava will start pooling and making your battle arena even smaller. In this stage, the Guardian is going to be a lot more mobile and will be chasing you, performing stomp attacks, hammer smashes, and homing hammer smashes. Before the boss jumps and lands on you, you'll notice a red circle around you. This is notifying you that the boss is getting ready. If the boss does hit you, you'll be hit with a lot of knockback, sending you in the lava, and that could kill you. During this second stage, a lot of Doppelgas will spawn in. Try to take them out first before dealing damage to the boss. Same as the last stage, you're going to want to be targeting the shoulders and the legs. After dealing enough damage to his armor, his critical points will be exposed again. Hit them until they explode and he will get to his next stage. I highly recommend using Ether Shroud for this boss fight. It gives you time to deal a lot of damage to the boss and regenerate your health. You need to be very careful to stay out of the lava. This can easily kill you. Having a mutant injection is very handy during this stage. It helps you deal a lot of damage to the boss, plus regenerate your health. Once dealing enough damage, the boss's chest will go yellow. This is an indication that the third stage is coming. After you get the boss to 25% health, he'll go back into his statue phase and become immune, and you'll have to fight another stage of zombies. During the final stage, lava will start raining down and the lava will start filling in around the arena, leaving you limited space to fight the zombies and the Guardian. Same as the last stage, run around, kill the zombies and the mini-bosses until you notice the Guardian's health bar reappear. You are officially in the last stage of the boss fight. On this final stage, an amalgam will spawn and I recommend you taking him out first so he can grab you and pull you into the lava that the boss will be spitting out. This is his new attack for this final stage. It will stay on the ground for 15 to 20 seconds, limiting your mobility even more. The Guardian only has one critical point on this final stage and it is his chest and it's glowing yellow. If you're not careful enough on this final stage, his homing attack can get you, knocking you into the lava and downing you. If this does happen, try to use all your ammo while you're down to try to deal the most amount of damage. And with a little bit of luck, sweat, blood, and tears, you will have successfully defeated the Guardian and completed the Citadelle des Morts Easter egg. I hope this guide gets you to do it on your first try, unlike me when it took me about 8. Thank you guys so much for being here with me through this Easter egg guide. If you liked the video, please leave me a like, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, become a free tot today. Potato out.
Welcome back, Fruity Tots. If you like this video, please leave a like.
And if you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on,
so you can see us every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, baby!
Dial into Cakespotates, dial in Foodie Tots, check us out on our socials.
On Instagram and TikTok, at Cakespotates, to see sneak peeks to our upcoming videos.
we'll see you there. Woo!